Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to All Sports West New York. Your old buddy Bob Kaczynski with you for another Tuesday night. A great show lined up for you tonight because Friday, WBBZ is proud to air Almost a Dynasty, a documentary about the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl years. We have one of the producers, Peter Tasca, will be with us in studio. A little later on, special encore performance, the interview that was done last week with Nick Wallenda. We've had so many people reach out asking for us to air that again. We will do that again tonight. But first, I want to tease a very special Buffalo Bills documentary, a very insightful piece that was done on that four-year run to the Super Bowl by the Buffalo Bills. We have Peter Tasca in studio. Let's whet your appetite with what they call in the biz a trailer of Friday's documentary.
Because I latched onto the Bills and was ahead of the curve on it, but that's football. It's as if I said, Buffalo is the nirvana of the earth.
There were people holding signs saying our dreams come true. You know, we're in the Super Bowl.
Most people believe if the Bills would have won the first one, they would have won 4 of them. That team was that good.
When it happens there in Buffalo, it's not even about football. It's about Buffalo.
When the Bills win, life is good in Buffalo. Unbelievably good.
What admiration I have for the men on our team to fight their way back in, pursuing what turned out to be the impossible dream. The impossible dream.
I can now think about my mother actually taught football back then. Yeah. She actually taught football.
It was just like you went to the greatest dance of your life, and then all of a sudden,
4 losses. Wow, I mean, you guys are cursed.
I don't know if we're snake bit or what the hell we are.
Got to the Super Bowl 4 times. What, that's a loser? Come on, they're winners.
The Bills go to the Super Bowl 4 straight years, which will never happen again.
How many teams go that many times?
To do what we did, to go back 4 years in a row,
will never happen again.
Will never be done.
How many teams have that much resilience and can just hang in there and keep going again and again and again?
We were one of the greatest teams of all time. I don't think you need a Super Bowl to validate that.
You can take 4 Super Bowl losses. Kidding me? You can take anything.
You probably want to watch that right now. Well, you have to wait till Friday night, 8 o'clock, but we have with us one of the producers, Peter Tasca. And Peter, this is such a great documentary. We're so happy to be able to air this on WBBZ, especially on the eve of Andre Reed going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So, first off, how did this all come about? I mean, what's your background? What's your background in filmmaking and documentaries, and why the Buffalo Bills?
Well, first of all, thank you, Bob. It really is an honor to have you show the film on WBBZ for the Bills fans and Bills Nation out there, especially with Andre Reed being inducted in the Hall of Fame tomorrow. And by the way, we're going, my partner Phil Ganji and I, we're bringing our sons with a crew of fathers and their sons. We're going to go experience Canton for the first time. Cool. It's going to be excellent. But why we did the film, first and foremost, we're diehard Bills fans too, just like the fans that we made the film for, and that really was the inspiration. A lot of the younger generation of fans don't know really what it's like to experience winning, and granted, we didn't win the Super Bowl, and we all rue the fact that we didn't. But the reality is that it was a glorious era. It was a glorious time. We were in our early 20s, and really prime time of your life, you know, during that time, and to have your team be in the spotlight year in and year out, it was just an incredible experience, and we wanted to encapsulate that really for Bills Nation overall, not just the younger fans who didn't experience it or haven't experienced the winning that we did, but for, you know, the older generation like myself, our fathers, our uncles, people who experienced that run and how glorious it really was in spite of the losses. And again, we always have to put that caveat in, as everyone knows so well. It was just such a special time, and it'll never be duplicated. We all would pretty much agree with that. And right now we figured, let's celebrate it. And let's continue to celebrate it until we get that elusive Super Bowl.
So when did this documentary project begin? When did the germ of the idea start?
Wow. Well, the actual germ of the idea came from my partner, Phil Ganji. And just a little quick background, Phil's a school teacher, a Buffalo school teacher by trade, if you will. I am a radio sales consultant over at WDCX Life FM and AM radio here in Buffalo as well. We've been friends forever. He's a Canisius High School grad. I'm a St. Joe's High School grad. So we're actually natural rivals, even though we've known each other since literally been about 6 years old. Our fathers are best friends. And we're sports fans. We became, I guess you could say, interested in the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary film series that started about 4 or 5 years ago. I got a random text from Phil one night asking me, why hasn't anyone ever done a film like the ESPN 30 for 30 films about the 4-year Super Bowl run of the Buffalo Bills? And it was literally when I got that text message from Phil going on close to 4 years or so ago now, it was a light bulb moment. It truly was. Neither one of us really, well, I shouldn't say. Phil has always been somewhat interested in film and things of that nature. Me, I'm more of the sports buff, even though he's the better athlete, high school running back, the whole 9 yards. It was a light bulb moment for both of us.
So who shot it? I mean, did you hire somebody to shoot it? Who did the editing? Who did the shooting?
We did. Well, just to pull back a little bit, Phil, myself, and our third partner, Steve Butler, we developed the concept. We wrote basically the treatment, the script, structured the film in the way we envisioned it being shot. We never imagined it would turn out the way that it did, quite honestly, with all the interviews that we ended up acquiring of Chris Berman, Bill Poley, and on and on and on. But we had some collaborators that were significant, from Patrick Gallo, who produced and directed the film with us, principally edited the film, the first cut of the film, to Dominic Luongo, a local individual, Struck Down Entertainment, finished the editing process of the film. And then we had some music collaborators, Carmen and Tori, a local musician who traveling the world now as a jazz drummer, and Dave Schultz was another one who wrote some original music, a local guy for the film as well. And there's many, many more. Our sponsors going from the Schatzels at Kohl's to Joe Tadaro over at Lenova Pizza, Rudy Aloy, Just Pizza fame, Mr. Pizza, Losi and Ganji. There's so many people we could thank.
There are a few slices of pizza.
Oh, a lot of pizza,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I imagine there was. Well, what you're talking about, for those in the business understand, it's critical to have the cost of getting the license fees for music, to use popular music or copyrighted music. So to have somebody generate unique music for you. You were very smart. You stayed away from actual footage because the NFL owns that, and I know firsthand they charge an arm and a leg to use that footage, so use still photos. It's very well done. When we come back, though, I want to talk to you about the finished product, and because everybody at home's got their own opinion right now about those 4 years, we're going to talk about that team itself and how good they actually were.
Sounds great.
We'll be back with Peter Tasca right after this on All Sports Western New York.